Hello and welcome to pmclounge.com. In this video, we are talking about project manager salaries, the PMP salaries that you can expect in the country known as Mexico. Now, you might be surprised to know, but the Spanish pronunciation of Mexico is Mexico. So, I was once in an Uber in California, and my Uber driver was actually from Mexico, and he said that that's the current pronunciation of this country. Anyways, so let's talk about Mexico and the salaries that you can expect there. These videos, when we do, are essentially based on a PMI report known as the salary survey. Definitely grab your own copy. All copyrights acknowledged, no copyrights infringement intended. The purpose of making these videos is for you to be able to understand the value of PMP and the overall expectations in terms of salaries when it comes to the project management industry and how it functions in a certain country. We have made videos on a lot of other countries as well. Check out the playlist in the description. If you're looking for any specific country, let me know in the comments and we'll try to create a video on it too. So we are not going to just go over the number as in the kind of salary people draw in Mexico, but also the kind of education you should have to be able to make the most, right? What kind of department, what kind of industries pay the most to project managers in Mexico? So questions like these will also help you understand and take a call when it comes to relocating to Mexico. Or if you're already in Mexico, maybe you can size yourself up and try to understand if you're making as per the market standards there or not. So let's talk about Mexico. The numbers are in Mexican pesos. So this is the Mexican currency. And we are looking at annual numbers. We'll take a reference of the median numbers because this is closest to reality. So the annual salary in Mexico for a project manager is 780,000 Mexican pesos. Total compensation, which may include components that could be deducted from your salary, right? So that is 868,000 odd Mexican pesos. Now let's talk about how the past 12 months have been. And it has been actually a disaster because 53% people surveyed said that their salary remained the same, and 28% think that their salary is going to remain the same in the next 12 months. That is bad news for sure. 7% said that their salary actually decreased in the last 12 months. An equal number of people reported that their salary increased by 3 to 4% or 5 to 6%. As far as the next 12 months go, 15% are expecting that their salary will increase by 5 to 7%, and an equal number, 15%, also report that their salary should increase by 10 to 15%. So that's how next 12 months look like for Mexican project managers. Not just Mexican, but any project manager working in Mexico. All right, so let's talk about annualized salary by position description. And this was sort of surprising because usually you would see the director of PMO making the most, but that is not the case here. The program manager is someone who is making the most in Mexico, 930,000 odd. Then there's portfolio manager, and after that is where director of PMO comes into the picture. There's project manager 2 and 3, and you obviously have the starting position of a project manager. There's a project management specialist who's making more. There's a consultant also who is making the more. Now let's talk about analyzed salary by years of work experience. As your work experience increases, your salary increases, which is also the case with analyzed salary by years worked in project management. As that years increase, your salary increases. Analyzed salary by highest formal education level obtained. So someone with a master's degree can expect to make the most, 819,000 odd. Then there's 4-year college degree, there's some college or associate degree, there's also a high school degree. Now the fact is there are a lot of countries out there that we have covered where having education, all these degrees actually does not matter. but Mexico is where they do matter. So if you are in Mexico, or if you're trying to go to Mexico, it's best to go for at least master's degree. Annualized salary by degree in project management. And this one's also interesting because in certain countries, having a degree in project management is actually a disadvantage, because those with degrees tend to earn less than those who do not have degrees. But that is not the case in terms of Mexico, because someone who does not have a degree in project management is making less than someone who has a degree in project management. So you have your master's degree, best to get that in project management and move to Mexico if you're not already there, to be able to make the most, right? Now, having a PMP certification is definitely a big advantage over someone who does not have a PMP certification. So get yourselves the master's degree in project management, get yourselves the PMP certification, and you are set to earn amongst the highest when it comes to Mexico. There is a pay gap in gender, and I wanted to highlight it because I always do. And the pay gap seems to be quite big here in Mexico. All right, let's talk about some other numbers. Annualized salary by department. Which department should you work for as a project manager or as someone in the project management field to be able to make the most? If you're a project manager in the consulting department, that is, you do consulting projects, you should be making the most, around 1 million Mexican pesos annually, right? And then there's sales and marketing, and then there's operations and manufacturing. So these are the departments that pay the most. Now, in which industries should you target these departments? So that's where we talk about the next table. Insurance is the industry that pays the most to its project managers, followed by construction, followed by food and beverage. Government is not far behind. Then there's resources, there's engineering as well. So these are the industries that you can look into when it comes to being able to make the most as a project manager in Mexico. All right, annualized salary by number of employees in entire organization. And this is also interesting because there are certain countries out there where smaller organizations, which we think are most likely startups, they pay the most. That is, organizations with less than 100 employees. But that is not the case clearly in Mexico, because they are the ones who are paying the least. Larger organizations are the one that are paying the most, 10,000 or more, or 2,500 to 5,000. These are the kind of organizations that are paying the most to their project managers. Annualized salary by average project team size. As your team size increases, your salary increases. As your project budget increases, your salary increases, right? So that's something which is normal, which we have been seeing for several other countries as well. Now let's talk about the work culture. Mean hours worked by position description. And you'll find that a director of PMO actually works around 50 hours every week. He or she is expected to work around 42 hours a week. So it's the usual 5-day work week, but director of PMO reports working 50 hours every week, followed by portfolio manager, which is also very close to 50 hours. And then you have program manager, 48.9. So that is the kind of hours these people report working. So that's pretty much all that I had in this video. I hope you got value out of it. If you're looking to move to Mexico, if you're already in Mexico and want to, gauge where you stand, then I am pretty sure this video would have been helpful. Smash that like button if you enjoyed. Consider subscribing. We are all about project management and PMP and other project management related certifications. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.